Okay,
we're going live.
Hopefully
no issues this time.
One of those days, guys. I hope you're all doing super, super well. Hold on, there it goes. I see it saying, it says we're live.
Yay!
Oh, you've stolen my cat now.
Uh-oh, you
well,
are?
she's your cat, really. She's so I don't know.
We have Banksi with us today.
We thought we'd bring Banksi to say hello, because I know everyone likes to see Banksi. So, hey guys, how are you doing? It is Tuesday. We're running a little bit. Sorry, I'm trying to deal with the cat.
A little bit late.
And deal with that. And hold on, I think I did the wrong thing. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, did they move the chat on YouTube? It seems like they did.
Maybe they did.
Hey guys, I hope you are all doing super well. Sorry, I'm out of breath now. Oh, Banksi, say hello. There she is. So we've got a tangent update today,
yes.
A tangent templates update.
Yes.
We have loads of other things coming up. I'm sorry we are running late. We're an hour late today, so I'm just kind of giving people a little bit of time to join us. Yeah. Oh, she's going. She's like, bye everyone. Say bye, Banksi. There she is. She says bye.
There she goes. Saying bye.
Okay.
All right.
She's off.
I'm gonna let her run around. Okay.
Cool. Okay, now I have hands, so I can actually see what I'm doing. So, yeah, I hope you're all doing well. We're running a little bit late today. Yeah, Isaac had a wardrobe malfunction. Is basically what happened. It's like a problem with the bra fastening. It was his Super Bowl outfit.
That's it.
I didn't even see it. I haven't seen it yet.
I know.
So, not the Super Bowl. I don't care about that. But I haven't seen J-Lo and Shakira. So I'm kind of sad.
It sounds like it was an amazing show.
I heard it was spectacular. Yeah. Oh, I'm moving in because I'm over there. I hope everyone can hear us. Last week we had some sound issues for the first couple of minutes, but we're good now. Yeah, I didn't see it. I'm kind of a Shakira fan though, so I do need to see it just to see Shakira. So yeah. And I heard the Kitty Bowl and the Puppy Bowl are good too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those.
So I don't know. I think I got to go on YouTube and see what I can find. I know,
guys.
What else is happening? Oh yeah, people have an inner monologue.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I don't understand it. Do you have an inner monologue or no, it's called an internal monologue. So apparently some people hear their thoughts in their head and some people don't. And I've spent the whole week trying to figure out which I am.
Whoa.
Because I don't know if I hear my thoughts or not. Oh, you hear your own voice, supposedly.
I don't know.
I don't know. But then it's funny because when I type in the group, people are always like, oh, Katharyne, I heard that in your voice and you're weird British, non-British accent. Wow. So
external, internal.
So quick hi, Chris, Barbara, Sue, Sharon, Connie, welcome. Glad you have joined us. Okay, so let's jump in. Shall we go for the big one, Isaac?
Yeah,
shall we start off? Okay, we have just updated the builder tool in tangent templates. Dun, dun, dun.
Yes, and this was a monster of an update. I took in as many feedback as everyone has been giving me and tried to incorporate all the suggestions and features people have been wanting. And so this is the end result. So,
okay, so we have updated the tangent builder. We've left it with an option to switch back to the old version. So if you're not happy with it at the moment, or you're like, oh, I'm so confused, you can go back to the old version for now. We've literally just switched it over. So if you notice any glitches, anything doesn't work quite like you think it should, just send us an email, support@tangent.rocks.
Yes.
So let's take a quick look at it and see what is new.
Yes.
Okay. And bear in mind, things sometimes run a little slower on my computer just because I have YouTube and Zoom running at the same time. So, yep, Sue, we got your suggestions. And I think they've all been incorporated.
I hope most of them. Yes. Yes. So hopefully, yes.
Awesome. So this is the new tangent builder. So you have several options here. When you start up, this is what you see. So you can start. Hi, Emily. You didn't miss anything.
We're just getting started.
You did miss the cat. She was roaming around and being cuddly.
Yeah.
Whoa, everyone's jumping in here. Yeah. Hi, Shah. Hi, Don, all the way from Singapore. Wow. I want to go to Singapore one day. I've heard it's very beautiful there. Okay, so you can jump in, and this is like you can start building a book by clicking on the design, and that's kind of how you did in the old builder. Or you have quick start options. So the quick start allows you to upload one of your own PDFs, or you can just quick create a book as is. So what I'm going to do, I actually want to create a planner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my little PDF folder, and I'm going to upload a monthly planner that I made earlier using our monthly dynamic planner template.
Yes. Now, quick note, I have updated the upload limit to now 20 megabytes. So yes. So for those of you prior to this,
should I just explain that?
Yeah.
Quick. Okay. So you guys have all been saying to us, Katharyne and Isaac, 5 megabytes is not enough to upload your own PDFs. We heard you. We have updated it to 20 megabytes. You can now upload 20 megabytes of PDF per project. You cannot currently store a project if it involves your own PDF, but we are working on that. We're looking at what we can do for storage, and that's something we're hoping to offer you very, very soon. But for now, you can upload 20 megabytes of PDF per. I'm sure that's not the technical term. 20 megabytes of PDF.
Right, you have 20. Right. So you can upload a 20 megabyte file. If your file's less, then you can upload more files.
Multiple
but the
files.
Total file sizes of all the PDFs
must not exceed 20 megabytes.
Yes.
So that's 4 times as much you had before. And we are looking at adding permanent storage and adding more storage as a feature. So hopefully that'll be coming quite soon. So I've just uploaded a monthly planner. I generated this using the dynamic template that we have, and I'm going to say import all pages.
Now, first thing we've changed, prior to this, when you import a page, it actually would start on page 2. Now it starts on page 1. Yes, it was very simple, but I had to rewrite.
A lot of people were asking, can you make it start on page 1 and not leave page 1 blank? So now it starts on page 1. If you do want page 1 blank, just create another page here by clicking the little duplicate button and set it blank.
Yeah.
So in fact, I can do that right now and show you. So I'm just duplicated it and I'm setting it blank.
Yes. And going back, when you select here, you can select any of our static templates. There's now 84. I added a search feature here.
Oh,
so
hey,
now,
that's pretty cool.
You can type story and you'll see all our static papers that have the word story in the title.
So you can quickly search through the templates.
So if you want line paper, you can just put in line and you'll see there's our different line paper we have.
Awesome. So actually what I want to do, I want to put in fact, I'm going to duplicate that. I'm going to make another page there, and I'm going to make this a yearly calendar. So I'm going to upload a yearly calendar also that I generated from our planner templates, and I'm going to insert that in there. So now you have a blank page, a yearly page, and a bunch of monthly pages. And you can go in here now and you can insert anything you want. So I'm going to make an extra page there, and I'm going to go to uploads. And what I'm going to do is actually upload a PDF I made earlier. But I'm actually going to talk about this.
Awesome.
In the show after we've done this. So this is like a little notebook, couple of notebook pages I made in Canva. So it's like a notebook page, and then it's got like the days of the week in French.
Yeah.
So there it is.
So one thing I want to mention now, for each page, if you mouse over it to your left on the side panel, you'll get information about that page. And so I had to change this up a little bit.
So what does it tell me about the pages I just made?
You selected, so on page 4, this is page 4 of the builder tool, and this is an uploaded PDF. The file name is days of the week. It is 8.5 by 11 with no bleed, so you know the trim size. And then also the size is 25 kilobytes, so you have an idea. It's a very small page, and it is page 1 of 2 of your PDF.
Whoa.
So that's really cool.
It gives you all the information.
Yes.
Okay. And also so should we show the multi-page select? Because that is awesome. The other thing, guys, this is new. Look, you can drag and drop. Yes.
So
you can slide, you can move the pages around, put them wherever you want. Sort of, if you decide you want to put this in somewhere else, you can easily just drag that and put it in somewhere else in the builder.
Yes. And another feature we've added, going back to our templates, Let's see here. Let's take our story paper. Now, if you select this little icon, so this works for our static templates, you can now, let's see here.
Oh,
it did not show up. It should show up.
Oh, we'll fix that.
We'll fix that.
Anyway, it should give you.
It should give you the description
of it.
So that was working a minute ago.
As I said, guys, if you spot anything that's not doing quite what it should do, send us an email, support@tangentrocks, and we will fix it like, because literally Isaac's programming not as we speak, because you're right here. If you spot anything, and we want to hear your suggestions, we want to hear your feature requests. If there's anything else you guys want, we listen to everything. We have a list this long of things we want to add to the whole system. So we're working on it constantly. We have a lot of things coming to Tangent Templates this year. We are working on so many things, and we're going to be adding a lot of them, hopefully very soon. But this is kind of the start of many things. Yes. So the other thing that we have in here is we have multi-page select.
Yes.
So
go right ahead. Show them.
Okay. So this is pretty nifty, because what it allows you to do is select multiple pages. And now if I want to go and add this somewhere else in the project, I can duplicate it and say, oh, I also want to add it here after
April. Page 7.
So after every other month, I want to add this in. So I'm going to go and say, I want to insert both of those pages after page 7. So, oh, I can't see it on my screen because it's too far down. There we go. So hopefully there they go. It's popped in there.
Yes.
So you can now duplicate multiple pages. So what's really awesome about this, if you're building something like a planner, that you have a lot of things that repeat every month, like say you want to put in like some notes and a checklist and a reminder like every month, you can absolutely do this a lot more easily in using the multi-page select.
Yes. And so the other thing with this multi-page select, you can select the pages here. Now, right to your left, you can see the order of the pages. You can actually drag and drop this and change the order of the pages as well. Yes.
This is like all fresh. This is brand new.
Right. And so the idea is, I mean, you can select, for example, right here, we have selected page 9, page 8, page 4, page 5. I can resort this. There's a button here to shuffle.
Oh, so that's really nice. If you're doing like coloring books or puzzle books or something like that, you can use the shuffle feature to mix it all up. So like, oh, I don't know if I've got it around, but like last week I was showing there it is. So like I did this like sort of simple coloring book that has like mixed pages. And I know like at the moment there's like grid pages, grid books on the market and things like that. You can actually like upload all these pages and just hit shuffle, and it will make you sort of a different mixed up book as well.
Yes. Now, the pages you have selected here, you can decide how many times you want to copy these.
Oh, so Sue's actually saying she had 4 pages that repeated through the book 20 times. So in this, Sue, you could just type in 20. You can just select your 4 pages and say duplicate them 20 times. And it will do it for you really quickly.
Have, 100 pages.
Guys, please play with this. Have fun with it. If there's anything you see you're not sure about, send us an email. We are always listening. We're always happy to help. And send us your feature requests. Send us your suggestions as well. Like, we will do our best. If we can put it in quickly, we'll try and do that. Or it will go on our wish list and we will work on it. So we kind of triage things as they come in and figure out what we can add that will add the most value.
And a few more things. So on the top left, you can see your total number of pages here. So you don't need to scroll to the bottom to see that. Also, right here, there's a scroll tool. So here you can scroll to the very bottom. You can scroll to the top, or you can scroll to the middle. And so that's just a feature to kind of.
So you don't have to like, if you've got a 200-page book, you don't have to be like scroll. You can just jump straight to the back.
Yes.
The beginning or the middle.
Yes. And if you prefer going back to the original version, down here is a button to go back to classic mode. And then one last thing. Oh, yes. We added the option for bleed.
Oh, yeah.
So bleed is now optional. A lot of people have asked us if they can use the builder tool without having to include bleed. So there you go. Also, this little button right here, if you have a smaller monitor and you would like some more vertical space, you can click this button to hide the top menu.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Leslie, can you upload your own fonts? So that's not really something that you would do in the tangent builder.
Right.
In the dynamic planners, you can select from multiple fonts. At the moment, you can't upload your own fonts, but that's something we're going to look at. And in the same with the interior designer. So that's not really a feature for the builder tool, but that's something for the interior designer and for the dynamic interiors, and it's something we're looking at. Sue, yes, it is live now.
Just
you are
click on Tangent Builder and you'll see it.
Oh, this is all live. Okay, so let's move on.
Let's start the show.
I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching that. And now we'll talk about all the other things that are happening today. So I wanted to talk about actually, oh my gosh, I've lost my Zoom page. There we go. My Zoom screen. Jill asks, can page number be added to the planner pages? Yeah, we're looking at page numbers. That's hopefully something that we will be adding. So I don't have a timeline for that, but definitely something we are looking at. So feel free to email us requests.
Yes.
Like, as I say, we have a long list and we're doing our best. We've got a lot of plans for this year. We've got a lot of things underway and we're hoping to make tangent templates, keep updating it, keep making it more valuable, keep making it more feature rich. That's it. Like, it's kind of our baby and we're putting as much into it as we can.
And it goes without saying, of course, all these updates are free.
All free. Yeah. I know. So we started tangent templates, like I think it was a year and a bit ago.
Yeah.
Like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
With 12 templates. And since then, like, we've kept adding tools, more templates, all of these things, and it's huge now. So,
yes.
And we never upped the price. We started with $59 for 12 templates and never changed the price. So there we go. Okay, so you guys just saw this little journal thing that I did. In fact, I've got a bigger view of it. Ooh, let me just see where it is. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, guys. Is that it? Oh, I've lost it. No. Oh, there it is. Oh, I found it again. Okay, sorry about that. Super professional. Okay, there we go. So this was just something I made in Canva. Like, I just kind of notched up. And I actually don't use that image because I don't think that's actually an appropriate image. I don't think you can actually use that image for print on demand. So yeah, I'm not going to put that in my book. Someone will snitch on me to Canva and that will be terrible. But it's just an example. I'm sure you can find a royalty-free icon of the Eiffel Tower without spending too much money. In fact, Noun Project, I'm sure, would have one.
Sure.
So there we go. This is like a really simple 2-page journal, couple of journal pages I made today. And I was inspired to do this after I discovered this website. So this is actually part of the Duolingo website, which is kind of primarily for language learning, I guess. I haven't really explored Duolingo too much. And what I love, they have this page called Tiny Cards. So I thought this was really fun. You can like browse through flashcards. And they have flashcards on all kinds of things. So some of them are for language learning, like they have like drinks in Spanish, which sounds good because if I'm in Spain, I'm going to want to, whoa, did that break? Oh, I'm going to want to order some drinks. So this has like language learning cards that you can use to order drinks. And then it gives you like a little quiz. But I thought this was really fun from a sort of niche hunting perspective. Oops, there we go. Let me quit out of this. So I was thinking about like what I could put in my books. And I thought it'd be really fun to make like a notebook that has almost like flashcards with like French words or German words so that you can like practice your languages as you write in your notebook or as you keep a planner. So why not have a planner that you can like each week you add a page of simple words that you can learn. Like, for example, the days of the week. There it is. See, wouldn't that be kind of fun?
Pretty cool.
So like if you had a planner, you could put a page like this in every week. Maybe it has the colors, it has numbers, has days of the week. It could have like simple types of clothing. And it's like by the end of the year, you probably know some French because you've learned
right, because that's really cool.
So I made this in Canva. And I actually
like a word a day or
and here's the thing, there are like so many translation sites. So there's Google Translate, there's also DeepL, which I believe is supposed to be more accurate than Google now.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, it's super easy, right? You can generate a word list like so quick by just typing in here, and you just go English, and then so that's translated into German. Well, then you have your French, your lundi, mardi, mercredi, like
that's
boom.
really cool. Yeah.
So I think that's a really fun way to just sort of generate content quite quickly for your books, is to actually like put in language learning. But I thought there were so many other things in here that like people are learning that I thought was really interesting. Like you could learn countries. So like you can create an educational planner or journal that teaches you something. Like you could have capitals of countries in Europe, or like state capitals.
Well, also, if you are making a book for someone outside of the US, you can put states.
Yes, you could do, you know what would be really good? No, because like, I mean, like, I figure one day I'm probably going to have to take like citizenship exam.
Yeah.
You could put in like facts that to help you study for the citizenship exam.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But it's kind of like that idea of like, you know, when the kids are learning their multiplication tables, you stick multiplication charts like everywhere, on like the bathroom door, on the fridge, wherever.
Yes.
Just so the kids keep reading it and going, oh yeah, that's multiplication. 7 times 8 is 76. It's not. I made that up. Don't tell me my math is bad.
Right. Actually,
I know what it is. It's 43, obviously.
Ooh.
No, it's not. Banksy, don't go out the window. Hold on, let me grab the cat. You talk to the scroll through those. Oh,
okay.
Music theory, that's a good one.
Music theory, okay.
Oh my gosh, so you could use the sheet music paper, right? No, she's mine. You could use the sheet music paper in tangent templates, and you can mix it in with like scales and like put information about scales and things like that.
Absolutely. Chords as well, anything with music theory.
So it's not that hard to like generate informational content. And what I loved about this is you can just really browse through it and get a feel of
popular rap.
Someone made flashcards for rap albums. That's great.
Hey.
I would stay away from copyrighted things. But
yes.
She's going to jump on the keyboard.
This is pretty cool. Oh my gosh, this is a treasure trove of just, oh my.
That's what I thought. I thought it was a pretty cool sort of niche hunting site.
Yeah.
So there you go. That was one idea I had today. So what was the other thing I wanted to share? Oh, hey, this is interesting. So I just found out about this. Luxury card store says Deport is more accurate than Google. Be careful using Google Translate. I know 2 people who were banned for bad translations using Google. Okay, so what I would not do with Google Translate is get like War and Peace and put it through Google Translate and say, this is a German translation of War and Peace. Like, I would not do that. Luxury card store, I 100% agree with you. Do not try and use Google Translate for like novels and poems and full content. Do you want your cat back?
Yeah.
She's squirmy. She wants to go run. So I 100% agree with you on that. But what you can do is like use short amounts of like words. Like you're probably not going to go too far wrong if you stick to like single simple words like colors and days of the week and things like that. But yeah, I think Deport is a better approach probably than Google Translate. And that's interesting. She says Amazon has a list of approved translators. I think that's right. I know that Amazon does have a list of like services that I don't know if they'd necessarily say they're approved. We might be talking about different things though, but they do tend to be quite expensive. I know the ones they used to recommend for CreateSpace were like crazy expensive. But honestly, you could probably find someone either Fiverr or Upwork who'll do translations for you like super cheap. So there's a lot of options. Like this is kind of oh, thank you, Jill. I mean, a lot of the time we're just kind of sharing ideas and hope that you'll sort of take something from it and be able to integrate it into your book. Okay, let's oh, sorry, I'm just sorting my tabs out so I know what I'm talking about. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me close that and close.
Okay, she's going free.
Okay, bye-bye, Banksy. I know, she's too squirmy. She's, oh, you know, it's funny. I was just reading this article about this kid whose mum is, well, he's kind of growing up now. So he's like a teenager. And I guess his mum is an influencer on Instagram, and he got really sick of his mum using him for her Instagram. So do you know what he did?
What did he do?
He ordered hoodies that had no photos, I do not consent, no pictures, leave me alone. And he got it printed all over the hoodie.
How old's the kid?
I think he's like 14, 15.
Oh my God.
And he got one for his younger sister. And now his mum's all mad at him. And it's all like, I think it went on Reddit. It was like, Reddit. So people were saying,
oh my gosh.
I thought that was
That's
really
such
funny.
a 2020 thing.
Well, it kind of makes sense though, because I feel about 10 years ago, sort of 10, 15 years ago, when these teenagers were like babies, no one really thought that social media would be around that long, that they didn't really think about the implications of when they grow up.
Or I guess how much it would change the culture.
Right. And so it's kind of funny because I mean, we've posted like pictures of the kids, and now like one of our children is an adult and she doesn't really like having her photos taken. So I tend to leave her alone.
Yeah, we respect the kids. If anything, we're like, okay, that's enough video time. Come on.
Oh, Sid will be all over everything.
Yeah.
He'll be like, here, I took 500 selfies on your phone. You're welcome. So yeah, I thought that was a funny story.
That's what he does when he goes to Best Buys.
Oh, okay. So we've got new emojis coming.
Ooh.
So this is kind of interesting.
Okay.
This site is really fun. It's called Emojipedia, and it has just everything you could ever want to know about emojis. And I guess this cracks me up that there's like an official emoji register. It's like the Unicode something or other.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't remember what it's called. I can't find it on there. Anyway, there's like an official emoji register, and I guess they put out the emojis so that all the vendors know how to deal with it, which means like Apple, Twitter, Facebook, they all kind of have their own variation on the standard emojis.
Yeah.
But this is them. They're going to launch 117 emojis. They're previewing them now. Some of them are very interesting. I guess what they looked at, they said, well, we have like tuxedo and we have wedding dress, but we don't have a woman in a tuxedo and a guy in a wedding dress. So that's what they've done. Which I thought was interesting. So there's the gentleman, or I assume he identifies as a gentleman in a wedding dress. Maybe she does not. But they have a lot. Wow, that wasn't awkward at all. I'm trying to be sort of sensitive and 2020. Stop judging me, Isaac. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I'm trying. These are the new emojis for 2020.
Is that the Italian hands?
Yeah, I don't understand the Italian. So I guess it means it's kind of like I don't really understand the they call it the Italian gesture, and it said you can use it when you're asking questions to kind of bug someone. You go, well, who are you talking about? What is that? What, like, I'm sure someone Italian's going to tell me I'm completely not understanding how to use the Italian gesture. I'm too British. I'm not very good at like the French and Italian hand.
Right.
I was taught to like keep your hands at your sides or behind your back, Prince Charles style.
Don't move your hands when you talk.
I move my hands all the time.
I know.
But I don't do the Italian. I just don't really quite understand the Italian gesture. So maybe someone can explain it to me.
A ninja? They added ninja?
Clearly a ninja is what's necessary. And
now, what's funny about ninja, okay, you want to tell them about Ninja Turtles in England?
Oh yeah, well, I don't know if it was England, but yeah, no, it was England. So in England, they were called Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles.
Hero Turtles.
And you know what happened? They had a show for the Ninja Turtles that came over to Guernsey, where I'm from.
Right.
Like Guernsey's super strict on anything that could possibly be a weapon. So they weren't allowed to bring any of their toy weapons to Guernsey. That was what happened when I was a kid. I remember.
So now we have emoji ninjas.
I'm not happy that they don't have a breastfeeding baby. I think they should have a breastfeeding baby.
Okay, that's 2021.
Yeah, I like get it right, emoji people. Let's see some breastfeeding as well.
A woolly mammoth?
Actually, they can't because Zuckerberg has banned it then. So, I don't know what that's supposed to be. That's just a random signpost. There's a plunger. I think the fun of this is figuring out how you're going to actually use. Like, what is this? I don't really understand what that is.
Tying the knot?
Tying a knot is like, okay.
Is it your arteries? Because it's next to a
Whoa,
heart. Well, it's next to a heart, and then you have your lungs.
I like the little pinata. He's cute.
Yeah,
oh, is that a chancla? Oh my gosh, that's great. Wow. So like
Hispanic mothers everywhere.
If your mom's mad at you, you're gonna get a chancla. That's
wow,
amazing.
wow. Some poor kid is gonna get a text from his mom, and it's just gonna be that. The chancla. He's gonna be like, "Oh crap,
no,
I gotta get home soon."
Isaac, it's gonna be you. It's gonna be your mom. She's gonna be like, "Chancla."
Why haven't you called me lately, chancla?
Wow. There's tamales.
Okay.
Tamales, and I don't know. Anyway, so you can. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Mousetrap.
So there we go. Those are the new emojis that are going to be coming out. Oh my gosh, this is like a minefield of trying not to be like racist and transphobic, and it's very difficult doing a live YouTube show.
Oh, someone said there's a bent pencil. What's up with the bent pencil?
I think it's a boomerang.
Yeah, it's a boomerang.
So my boomerang won't come back.
Right.
It's a popular song by Rolf Harris, who, anyway, that's another story.
Right.
What's that? I don't know what the flat thing is either.
Looks like pancakes or waffles. I don't know.
And a seal.
And a seal.
The seals in La Jolla don't look like that. That's all I'll say. Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
This we mentioned this one quickly in the group last week. But I wanted to talk about this super briefly. Unsplash have I don't think we talked about this last week. No, we didn't. We talked about it in the group but not on the show. Right. Unsplash have partnered with a whole bunch of institutions, or institutes, I should say. And this is really awesome because a lot of these, in fact, pretty much all of them are things we talked about in Curate that we've shared in the groups before. A lot of these sites, especially Library of Congress and National Oceanic Atmospheric, a lot of these we've talked about, they're all sites that have a lot of public domain images in their galleries. So some are like fine art, like old art. So pretty much anything in the US before 1924 is in the public domain. So that includes pretty much most fine art, like the old stuff. But it also includes a lot of things like the National Oceanic. They have, or they're called the NOAA. It's like a big tongue twister to say. But they have things like maps. They have scientific pictures, like pictures of oceans and satellite pictures.
Oh, that's
and
great.
Things like that. So there's a lot of really cool images that you can get from these. And they've put them on Unsplash. And what I love about this, it's kind of interesting because there's actually a conversation. I think someone asked me in the group and I haven't answered yet. I said Unsplash is my favorite of all the royalty-free sites.
Yes.
Because they tend to be a lot more transparent about where images come from, and they tend to put more information in about their artists. And now they have these institutes that you know are safe, that have public domain images. And so I think this is pretty awesome that they've put them all together on the site. So you can really search some amazing pictures that you can use on your covers, in your books, in your planners. Like, think about the possibilities with that. Like, you can put in sort of like satellite images into a planner, and it would be pretty beautiful. So I think that's awesome. I'll put the link to the article in the notes for this show, but it's basically Unsplash. They've added in a lot of galleries of public domain pictures. So you have thousands, possibly hundreds of thousands.
I mean, it was already awesome prior to this, and this just makes it even better.
Yeah, we talked about Unsplash, I think, just after Christmas or just before Christmas, because they were also showcasing. Oh yeah, it was the Unsplash Year in Review. If you look up Unsplash Year in Review for 2019, they also highlighted their favorite artists. So again, when I said like these are safe images, you know they're pretty safe if they're actually showcasing the artist and talking about it. So the thing is, with sites like Pixabay, you don't know if the pictures that are uploaded, because it's all crowdsourced, people can upload pictures they don't have the rights to. And Pixabay try to monitor it and all of this, but with Unsplash, they're actually kind of highlighting artists, institutes, and giving you a lot more information about the pictures, so you know where they came from and you understand why they are public domain. And that's kind of the important thing. Like, the more you can understand and learn about public domain, if you're using these kind of images, the better. Because also you can learn about some really amazing kind of loopholes that can help you find images that are really awesome that you can legally and ethically use in your books. So Jill asked, how does Unsplash make the money to keep going? It's a good question. I've never looked into it, actually. I mean, there's a lot of different ways that you can monetize a site. I don't know do you know what method they use? I don't know.
No,
I mean, it's
actually,
usually,
I looked into it a while, like about a year ago. I completely forgot.
That's a really good
question.
question. It's usually like advertising. They put advertising. Sometimes people are just building up a site by building up traffic, so that the value of the site goes up and up. They may be a non-profit, actually. I don't
think
know.
they are a non-profit. I believe. I'd have to look that up. I know when they first came out, I had that same question: how are they making money? And I thought either they're going to go to a paid model. Or they were going to get bought out by like Adobe or something, because their images are awesome.
That might be, there might be something in that.
Something, but
we'll look into it and we'll talk about it in the group, because that's a really good question. And we're just speculating. So instead
of getting bought out or just closing down, they've grown and they're just more awesome now.
Cool. Okay. So talking of institutes, check this out, guys. We were just talking about the Library of Congress. See, Library of Congress on Unsplash. You can actually go to the Library of Congress, and it is a gold mine on that website. And I wanted to share some things I found on the Library of Congress this morning. They currently have a whole archive of dance stuff. So we're kind of into dance at the moment. We're starting hip hop very soon.
Yes.
Like because we're that awesome. We're like two like middle-aged hip hoppers. So so we're like big into dance at the moment. That's kind of our thing this week. It changes regularly.
Right.
And check it out. They've put up some books about dancing. And I love the picture, first of all. So they have like some awesome artwork. So you could clean that up and use it in your books. But you know how people like to use quotes and like inspirational quotes and messages and things like that in their books, in their journals? I thought like it would be really fun to take quotes from a book like this, and you could do like a dance etiquette journal where you create like a planner and you put funny quotes, because this is absolutely hilarious. I've got to read some of this to you. Like, this is like the best thing ever. This is on dance etiquette.
Sure.
So this is something
1878.
Right. So this is something. Oh wait. Oh, my computer's scrolling all over the place. There we go. Wake up. Yeah. Okay. So this is something we need to bear in mind when we start our hip hop class.
Okay.
Do not give hints or innuendos. Speak frankly or not at all. Nothing charms more than candor when united with good breeding.
Wait, what?
Do not speak in a loud tone. Indulge in boisterous laughter, nor tell long stories. Be careful not to speak upon subjects of which you are ill-informed. And like this just goes on and on. I love it. Like, use good English words, not fantastic phrases.
Should this be like Facebook etiquette?
I think it should. I like, do not cross a room in an anxious manner or force your way to a lady to merely receive a bow. Like, this is great. I feel like you could totally take quotes from this.
Wow.
The obvious mark of good breeding and good taste is a regard for the feelings of our companions. Like, that's a great quote. So you could take these old things and make like
what country is this? This US or is it?
I think it's American.
Is it?
I think it's the US. So there's so many fun things you can find when you start hunting around public domain things. And I thought these would go really well with this. So check this out. Someone made a book of how to dance the tango. And it's from, I don't know when it's from. It's super old. I think it's from 19 something. And it has lovely pictures on how to dance the tango. So you could take the pictures from this book and you could kind of include these into your book. So if you were doing a sort of low content book about dancing, you can use these pictures. You can include like funny quotes. And like, this is just 2 of the books that are in this archive. There's so much in this archive on the Library of Congress. And they have loads of other topics on there as well. So I just thought it'd be fun to share that if we're talking about sort of public domain and how to get content for your books. This is kind of a fun place to go for them. So yeah, there was that.
Wow, a good breeder.
Oh, this was another content thing. Oh my gosh. Sometimes BuzzFeed is kind of like a guilty pleasure. Like if you're just sort of browsing around.
Sure.
Hi to Mohammed. He said, how are you guys?
We're excellent.
And yeah, Jill says she doesn't want Unsplash to go anywhere. Okay, so I found this on BuzzFeed. Oh, Barbara says she took a tango lesson, the most fun dance class ever. Do that after you. You know, I've done a tango class. Yeah, that was interesting. So what I took from it is that basically the guy he kind of does everything. And turn around, Isaac, turn around. We're going to simulate a sitting tango. No, you got to face me, face me.
Sure.
Yeah, turn around. Okay, so the girl just basically does this.
She just goes floppy.
She just does this. She's just floppy. And she just kind of drapes on the guy. And he just kind of drags her around. And she's just like dead. And like, apparently like the best tango is when the girl just looks like she's dead. And the guy does all the fancy stuff and drags her around. Now, I'm not saying I had a good teacher here. I'm not saying that I learned the right way to do this. It was a very handsome Latino gentleman. And I think I did have a chance of like doing the dead. This was before we were dating. So it's not a weird thing. But yeah. Don't look at me like that. I'm in trouble now. I shouldn't. Oh, Barbara, you got me into trouble. Okay. What did we do the other? That was a wonderful tango.
Wow.
Wow. I felt like we just like took a trip to Brazil. It was authentic. Luxury card store. Are you familiar with the Internet Archive on Flickr? Yes, I am. There's a lot of good stuff there. Yeah. And Diana Larson. Hi, Diana. Hope you are very, very well. Oh, Barbara says that wasn't how her class went. Okay, maybe.
It's just you.
It's just me. I'm kind of worried now. Did something untoward happen?
He's like, how are we going to teach you to dance? Just go floppy. That's all you have to do.
Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe it just reflects on my dance ability. Anyway, okay. So, BuzzFeed. Parents. Oh yeah, this is funny. Okay. So house rules. People share weird house rules that they had when they were kids. Now, I was reading this and I was like, oh my gosh, some of these would make great like bullet journals or planners where you have like a book to log how little TV your children watch. Like you could schedule TV time in a book.
Yeah.
Like that would be pretty cool. Oh, we made that planner for Sid. I don't know where it is.
The awesome tracker?
The awesomeness tracker.
It's in my area, actually, but I want to get it. Go on.
Okay. We made a planner actually for our son that tracked things like, I think it had screen time. It tracked daily screen time. It tracked like piano practice. It tracked homework. Not because we're like overbearing parents, but just more to kind of just keep track of all the things that were kind of priorities in the day. So actually that like it's kind of a funny thing.
This is.
But I think that's really valuable in some sort of books for kids. Like if you're trying to work on routine or you're trying to work on tracking things, that's not a bad idea to like track screen time. Then like this one too, we had an even odd rule for this person and their sister. The sister always got to choose everything when she was younger. So, oh my gosh, this is so funny. Who sat up front? So Mid and Sid actually had a fight when I picked them up from school today. They both ran at the car and said, I got a shotgun, and they were totally fighting over it. So I made them both sit in the back. And I said, I think you guys need to figure out how to take it in turns. So that would actually be a way to do it, have the even and odd days. But there was a few more in here that I thought were pretty cool. Oh yeah, TV payment. Oh yeah, paying for television time and poker chips. So like, obviously it's kind of an issue, television time or video game time.
So you got two issues. One, the kids are spending too much time not doing homework. And then the other issue, if you only got one TV, the parents are going to fight over TV time with the kids. That's
true. Picky eating. Can you make books to deal with picky eating? I thought that was kind of interesting. Rating systems, but that's funny. Anyway, I don't know. There's some kind of fun things. Oh, a color code as well. Okay. Of like, so you could have a color coded planner with a color section for each of your kids as well. That might be another. So I don't know. I look at things like BuzzFeed and I just always get like a bunch of ideas just by kind of browsing through them. And
did you ever have an unusual, anything unusual in your household growing up that you can?
I had no rules. I was brought up by my grandparents. I was an only child. I could do anything I liked. Pretty much. They're like, okay, just be quiet, Katharyne, and stay. And I had like an attic, so I just was like, I had so much privilege. I was like,
it was pretty laid back for me too, except I couldn't piss off my parents. That was like the goal. If I did anything to piss them off, then I'm in trouble.
Well, it's kind of like Amazon. It's okay. You can do what you want. Just don't piss them off.
Right. So like I'd be playing guitar at 11 o'clock at night. And my dad's trying to sleep.
That pisses me off when you do that.
Right. There's no official rule that I can't play at 11 o'clock at night.
I think
until my dad comes barging in saying, yeah, turn that off. I'm gonna break that thing. So
wow.
Those kind of how the rules.
What other rules did you have? This is great.
I think that's the one I remember the most.
Now, the other thing is I think people use a lot of things like these for like self-discipline as well. Like people are trying to track how many like bottles of water they drink in a day. Or
I can see that.
And I think a lot of adults, Facebook now gives you screen time. Or not Facebook, Apple gives you screen time. Yeah. Like it always pops up on my phone. Hey, you had this much screen time this week. I'm like, why are you spying on me, Apple? Why are you telling me this?
It's for your own good.
It's a little weird.
It's for your health.
Well, but surely they're the ones that benefit from me having lots of screen time. It's like you don't put a clock in a casino, do you? Because like then you're like, oh no, I've been playing in the casino.
Don't they break up the amount of time you spend per app?
That's true. They do.
So you can see specifically how much time you spend on Facebook.
I live on Facebook.
Honestly, I bet they added that feature so you can limit the amount of time you spend on Facebook. They're like, hey,
Facebook.
we have a whole app store. There's billions of apps in this app store, and you're spending 80% of your time on one app.
I'm rarely away from Facebook for anything more than about 3 hours because I usually sleep and then I wake up in the night and I still check Facebook and then I go back to sleep again.
Yeah,
I live on Facebook. It's an issue. Okay, what else have we got? Have we got anything else? Oh, this is an interesting one. Okay. Mm-hmm. This is like a copyright lawsuit that I was fascinated in. So have you heard of Bikram yoga?
Wait, what?
Bikram yoga.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it's like a form of hot yoga.
Mm-hmm.
So I read this crazy story. So this is a lawsuit about Bikram yoga. So I guess the guy was a guy from India called Bikram,
mm-hmm.
and he moved to the US. And he basically came up with a sequence of yoga poses, 26 yoga poses. And he decided that was Bikram yoga, was those selected yoga poses.
Okay.
Now, the thing was, he didn't really invent the yoga poses. They were from like 5,000 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened was he put this sequence of poses together. And then someone else came along and created their own hot yoga style. And he tried to sue them for it. And it didn't work out because they said he couldn't claim copyright over yoga poses, which I thought was kind of an interesting thing.
That kind of reminds me of how the actor who played Carlton from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Carlton dance.
Yes, he tried to trademark.
It's not unusual to
his Carlton dance because it was in Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
And he tried suing, I think it was Epic Games for it.
Oh, how funny.
And he lost.
You can't copyright a dance move.
No. So like his one thing he had going for him.
My guess, actually, that's interesting. I wonder why my guess is a fixed tangible format. And I guess you can't put a dance move in a tangible format would be my guess, but I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know.
They could.
But I thought the other thing that was interesting was that he did put out a book and they did allow him to protect his book. Because they said his book expressed the yoga moves, or yoga poses. So the actual pictures he used to express them, those are absolutely copyrightable, as you would imagine.
So then you hire a model to go and
right. So you're allowed to take pictures, and then those pictures are yours.
Right.
But the actual poses themselves, he couldn't
wow.
copyright. And it's actually kind of funny because I read up a bit on this guy, and things didn't really go well for him. Apparently he was not a very pleasant person to work with, and he kind of upset a lot of people he worked with, and he also got accused of they said sexual harassment, racism, homophobia, and a bunch of other things. And there were all these like lawsuits. This is in the 70s.
Right.
And there were all these lawsuits against him, so he legged it to India. And now his lawyer took over the Bikram yoga. And I guess the whole thing now was like owned by his lawyer. And I don't know who owns it now.
Right.
But it's an interesting story.
This kind of reminds me when I was studying Kung Fu for a couple of years, back in the day, you had different schools that were teaching it and they would sneak over and peek to see what moves they're doing. and the kind of, oh, okay, oh, you're doing that move now, so we're going to incorporate that into our school. So what they did was they would purposely teach moves that were slightly wrong.
Whoa.
But yet the students knew that if they were in a real fight, it would be slightly different. And they did that so like their other like competing schools wouldn't know the moves, the actual moves.
That's stupid, and I'll tell you why that's stupid.
Why is it stupid?
Because it's all marketing anyway, because 99.9% of people who take like a kung fu class are never actually going to get in a fight. No, so they're never actually going to figure out that they learned the wrong move.
Right, that's today. But this was saying this was like old, like in China.
Is like an ancient China.
Right, like the 17, 16, 1500s. Like
when they actually were going to get in a fight.
Right, when it was needed, when you needed.
Like, I'm like nowadays, I feel like there's no issue because you could just be like, psh, this is my magic kung fu move. And like, no one's going to like, I don't know. It's all marketing. Anyways, people are, Melinda says, learning to play guitar under the sheets. No one can hear you if they can't see you. Oh, it's like the bug bladder beast of Troll. So like in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, he like covers his head, and basically if he can't see you, he believes that you can't see him.
Oh yes.
So that's Melinda playing guitar.
Okay.
We were required to call my mother at work the minute we got home from school. Oh yeah, before cell phones. They said that now in England, half of 10-year-olds have a smartphone. I was like, whoa.
I believe it.
Hi Aisha, I'm welcome. Aisha's here. Yeah. That's nice. A carton can't be copyright because it would have belonged to the TV production work project. Yeah, I think it's more the dance.
I had that thought too. But yeah.
I mean, like there's two things going on. There's the video clip. Like obviously the video clips are going to be copyright, but the actual dance, like I don't know. That's a really interesting.
Well, he's actually a really good dancer, so for him to come up with that move was like, that was cool.
I know, but I don't think you can I don't think so. The thing with copyright protects the expression of an idea. It doesn't protect an idea. So a dance move is like an idea, but the expression of that idea is like the recording of a particular person doing that dance move in a particular way. So I feel like the video clip. Like, I'm not a lawyer, but this is like kind of what I think. The video clip would absolutely be copyrightable, but the dance move, I don't think you can copyright that. It's kind of like recipes and things like that. So like, no, because like if you create a recipe, so the reasoning they give that recipes can't be copyrighted is because they call it a discovery. They say it's a statement of facts. So you can say, well, I was the first person to create like a chocolate cake using almond milk. But you probably weren't. You were probably the first to discover that chocolate cake can be made with almond milk. So that recipe cannot be copyrighted because it's a statement of facts. It's like if you discover a formula that like creates, and like pharmaceutical companies, it's kind of a thing. It's like you can't copyright like a formula. You can patent it. That's a whole other thing.
Sure.
But you can't copyright facts. But you can copyright the expression of facts. So if you make a song about your recipe and you're like 3 cups of sugar, 2 eggs, my song might be copyrightable because that's like an expression of the idea. So yeah, I'm not a lawyer. Hi Sandy. Melinda says kids today owning an iPhone equates to how much ice cream truck money they would have back in my day. Okay. Oh, no, like kids. The rich kids.
Yeah, she's saying kids are spoiled back in my day.
Yeah. Okay, boomer. Sorry, Melinda, you're not a boomer. I didn't okay boomer you. Okay, right, where are we at? I've just offended Melinda and she's my friend. I didn't want to do that. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is like nothing, but it just made me laugh because this is totally my opinion on physics. Sure. You know how I'm like, I don't believe in physics. I believe in magic, mainly because I had some traumatic experiences with physics class. I like this article. No one can explain why planes stay in the air. They said that actually no one knows quite how lift works, which I thought was really funny. And they go into it. And they said there are actually several theories on how aerodynamic lift works.
Oh, that's like a black art, aerodynamics. Yeah.
This feeds into every like paranoid conspiracy theory I have.
Magic.
I know. So like airplanes,
UFO technology.
I think airplanes stay in the sky because of magic until I see any advice to the contrary. I think we're through everything.
Yeah,
Let me check my very professional thing. Yes. Oh, there was one other thing.
Okay.
I don't think I talked about it.
Okay.
Let me find my screen there. Yeah, I wanted to give this a shout out. I thought this was a really fun website I just found out about today. If you have a friend who is sick or just given birth or has just had surgery, you can actually create a meal train on this website for them. So what it does is it's kind of like a GoFundMe, but I think everyone's kind of sick of GoFundMes. So instead, you can say, well, we're going to deliver a meal to this person every day. And you basically get their friends to commit to which day they're going to make a meal for that person. So it's like a little roster of meals for them. Or you can also donate like gift cards to Grubhub and stuff like that. So I don't know. I just discovered this today because a friend of mine was using it, and I thought it was just kind of a fun idea that you could do this. So that was a website I didn't know existed.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think we are through everything. So gosh, the only other thing that was interesting. Did you see Disney are mean? Oh my gosh.
What did Disney do?
What did Disney do this time? So we've been like complaining about, or we haven't been complaining, but people have been complaining about Disney taking down everything. And I'm like, well, Disney have got to protect their property, and kind of legally they have to protect their intellectual property. Otherwise, if you don't protect your intellectual property, you start losing the rights to it, because then it gets into implied license and people start saying, well, you're not protecting it, so it was implied that I could use it, which is kind of like a weird legal defense. But I guess this elementary school in Berkeley in California, they were having a PTA night as a fundraiser, and one of the dads shows up and he's like, oh, I've got a DVD of the new Lion King, or he's like streamed it. I'm old, so I'm like DVD, but he was probably streaming it. And he played it at the PTA event. Disney heard about it and sent the school a bill for $250, which was a third of what they made from the fundraising night.
Oh my god!
So the parents are like super mad.
Doesn't that seem a little petty of Disney? Like,
I don't know.
Like how did that even reach Disney's radar?
Well, I think it's kind of sad for the parents who like donate, and then they find like they have to pay all their money's going to Disney, not to the school. But at the same time, I kind of understand where Disney are coming from.
Yeah,
because they have licensing, and like the people who go through the right channels to use their movie and broadcast it, it kind of screws them over if there are other people who aren't going. Let that be a lesson to every other school in America. I don't think it's very good PR. Like, I feel like if I was Disney, I'd be like, oh, I don't want the bad publicity. That's like, you've upset the whole school, basically. At this point, I feel like Disney could do anything. That's true. They're not going to give up Disney. People are going to be like, oh, and then they're going to go back and be like, but I love the Lion King. But what about Baby Yoda? Come on. I'm kind of over Baby. It's like the Minions, right? There was a point, like, the Minions were cute for a little while. Sure. And then they just got super annoying, and the only people who were using, like, Minion memes are, like, your, like, old aunt who's just, like, who still thinks it's hilarious to... Anything's funny if you put a Minion under it, right? But I feel like Baby Yoda is kind of going the same direction. You're tired. Yeah. I like the Peanut. Oh, the baby nut. The baby Peanut. Yeah, so Mr. Peanut, I guess they killed him off. We don't watch TV. We have a TV, but it's not plugged to anything other than video game consoles. So I guess one of the kids said they killed off Mr. Peanut, and now they have Baby Nut, who's basically a baby version. So I think this is going to be the thing this year, is they're just going to kill off every character. Baby fight. We're going to have like Baby Mr. Moneybags, Baby... Oh, Colonel Sanders. Oh baby Colonel Sanders. Baby Ronald McDonald. Oh, it's never going to end, is it? Oh my gosh. Baby Jack. Wait, who's Baby Jack? From Jack in the Box. Oh yeah, right? Baby Jack. Baby Jack, I can see that. Oh. Baby Wendy's. Whoa, they have like little Wendy's. We're just gonna have like baby everything. I think that's where 2020 is gonna be. And Penny Dilly says hi to the cat. Oh awesome. Yeah, she's around. I don't know where she is. That's Banksi. So we have two cats. We've got Banksi and Kyla, but Kyla is like our daughter's cat, and she doesn't like me. She just, as soon as I pick her up, she goes, Mah! Like she just screams. She doesn't even meow. She like just screams. Just screams it. And then she attacks me if I don't put her down. So I just play with Banksi because like Banksy's pretty easy going. So, all right, guys, we are gonna head off before we just start talking about cats.
It is. Someone asked about Nerd Corner.
I think you were nerdy enough this week. I think you've done more than enough.
I think the tangent update took over Nerd Corner for the week.
So yeah, the tangent builder. This is the new tangent builder. If you weren't here at the beginning of the show, we have made a major update to the tangent builder. We are going to be doing a lot more with this, with tangent templates in general. We have so much lined up this year, so stick with it. We're hoping to bring you a lot of new features. We know you guys have been sending us so many requests for all kinds of things, and we're doing our best to add as much as we can.
Those of you using the new builder tool, I ask if you have any feedback whatsoever, please contact me at support@tangent.rocks.
Support@tangent.rocks
via email. Just let me know your thoughts, how it's working for you. I want this thing to be the best tool it can be for everyone, and so I'll be working diligently to make sure it gets to that point.
Oh, Diane says, are we doing black pages? That's so funny. So we started talking about black pages last week. Like again, this. So what happened? I guess I showed this in the group. So I started talking about this in the group just over a week ago, and then on the show last week, I showed this book, which is Black Pages. So people are now getting into doing like black bullet journals, black coloring pages with things like fireworks, neon, stuff like that. You can actually go in and build these in the interior designer. Oops, where am I? So
designer new.
Oh, there it is. It would help if I actually. I couldn't see on the screen. Cool. So if we go to the interior designer, you can actually just go in and draw like a black box and put that on there. And you can start drawing like white lines and put them on top of it. And you can make a black page in the interior designer. So we have a lot more actually coming for the interior designer as well. With the builder, as we said, you can't currently save projects if you've uploaded your own PDFs. If you're using our PDFs, you can save your project. If you're using your own PDFs, you cannot currently save your projects. However, we are working on a solution for that, and we're looking at adding storage so you can save all your work and your uploaded PDFs. So hang it on in there. We are working on this as fast as Isaac's fingers can go, which is pretty fast because he plays a lot of guitar. So I hope you guys
it's just a left hand, right?
Yeah. So I hope you guys have an amazing week. We will be back next Tuesday at the normal time, 4 p.m. No wardrobe malfunctions next week. Thanks for joining us. We love you guys. Have an amazing week. We'll see you next week.